exciting. So I just hit record. Yay! New technology. Hey Dustin, what's up? Glad that you got the memo. I decided to switch Dream Streams up a little bit. I'll tell everybody a little bit more later. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to work with the light and the seasonal change and kind of switch it up a little bit. So I'll be keeping everybody updated through all the platforms as best as I can. When the next schedule of streams are going to be, I'm going to be doing it a little bit more, which is cool. I feel like it's helpful to do that, especially in like the fall season. There's a lot of changes going on, and yeah, I don't know. It feels good. Anywho, enough rambling. What I'd like to offer at this point is just to begin. Find a comfortable seat. And if you have a little candle going, you can have one right here. Tee. And I'm just going to invite you to just find this place and the way that your body feels comfortable. But not so comfortable that you can fall asleep. I'm going to invite you to find a space where your body feels alert. You're able to relax and connect to your breath, connect to the day, connect to your present moment. We're going to begin by perhaps closing the eyes down, or if it feels safer to do so, you can gaze softly into your environment. You can also have your eyes like half open. This is also a good technique where you kind of see right in between your eyelashes, which is really fun to think about. So whatever way your eyes are going, I just invite you to feel your shoulders and elbows, and maybe just like wiggle them up and down for a second, even if you're walking too or moving. And just we're going to inhale them up to the ears and extend them all the way back down. Feel your body rooting and relaxing, connecting to whatever is beneath you. Feel your rib cage relax as you find a natural breath. Bringing mindfulness to the way that air moves through you. Feeling the fresh air enter your nose. And then any air that needs to come out the mouth. And feel the belly relax now. Almost imagine that anything that you may have in your belly is just reaching down towards the earth. This is just rooting you down. Notice if there is any buzzing going on any part of your body. You might notice it swirling throughout certain parts, perhaps around your heart or lungs, or your shoulder blades, or belly, maybe even behind your neck, or by your ears, if you've been listening to a lot of things. So we're bringing our attention to these spaces, right, that we're feeling buzzing, we're feeling a lot of energy coming from. And notice for you if that is something that feels good, or if it feels like maybe there's just a little bit too much in there. Maybe there's excess, maybe if that area feels inflamed or like it needs a little bit of love. Perhaps that area when you close your eyes or you imagine in your mind's eye might be pulsating a color. Notice what color you see. Notice if anything moves, any sensations change. Perhaps there was something in the back of your throat and now it moves to your mouth. More things move to your hands. See if you can follow the attention. And the goal here is to be able to ground those spaces, to relax those spaces and allow any of that excess energy to return to the earth or to the wind, wherever you feel called to release these energies. So what we're going to be doing is going to practice a little bit of breath work, right? Breath retention. We're going to keep those spaces in our mind's eye as best as we can. And what we'll do, we'll work up a little bit towards this, but as we're holding our breath in those spaces, imagine oxygen reaching all of those different body parts that are highlighted or have colors or feelings. And you're going to imagine this cleansing oxygen, this cleansing air, grounding air, reaching all of those different parts. And so we're going to do about 10 breaths, 10 holds. And as you're holding your breath, you're going to imagine like squeezing your perineum, squeezing basically your butt cheeks together, and like almost like pulling it upwards towards the crown of your head. So as you do that, you're going to hold that breath in your body and allow it to fill up all of these spaces that need that healing. And then exhale, release it all the way down. Feel everything completely out. So that is just how the 10 breaths are going to go. So we'll start by releasing whatever oxygen is already in there, exhaling. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. And then exhale, release. This is just to ground and prepare us to hold. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. This time adding a hold. So for each breath, I'll show you guys kind of like where I'm at. You can hold as long or as little as you'd like. When you're ready, we'll inhale to hold. Hold, squeeze. Fill up the body, fill up all of those parts with air, with love, with new energy. Cleansing it out. And when your body is ready, exhale it, release. So we're going to do 9 more of those in our own time. I might play a little bit of the singing bowl while you guys are doing that, but I'm also going to try to do my best to also participate. So inhaling. Hold when ready. Give all those different parts of your body attention. When you're exhaling, allow all of the air to fully leave. And then that point where your body's ready to inhale again, then listen to it. And then hold again. And then exhale. Another round. And hold. exhale. And continuing the breath, inhaling and holding. About 4 more times. Maybe 2 more, 3 more times. Holding, squeezing, really pulsating air and energy, chi, prana, through your body. You might notice a difference, how relaxed all those parts and pieces are now feeling, melting into the whole. And we'll try to do a last one together if you can. Just imagine it being together if not. So we'll inhale together. Hold, squeeze. And when you're ready, slowly exhale. Start by wiggling the toes and maybe wiggling the booty. And wiggling shoulders, head, hands. Maybe taking a stretch. Notice the difference, right? See how you're feeling now. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Amazing. Hope everyone feels good after that. Whether you're watching this live or you're joining later. And also, feel free to let me know how the audio and video is coming through on your end. This is the first time I'm doing this like this, which is exciting. It's good. So from this point, I'm treating this as a regular dream stream, which is usually about 40 to 50 minutes, something like that, unless I end up yapping with everybody later. So from this point, I'm going to get into a little bit of card pulling. I usually pull something from either like a book. I'll just open a book to a random page and see what it says. It's something said to pick up this book today. It's a really good one. Highly recommend. This was actually in my mom's library. And then I'm going to be pulling from this shamanic medicine deck, which I love. It's actually a shared deck that my partner and I have, gifted by a friend. And yeah. So what I would love to invite is, like, if anyone has anything that they would like to share with each other, you know, whoever is part of this is really, we're all part of something, right? Like, we're all connected. We're watching this video for a reason. And usually there's some kind of, you know, subtle thread that connects, in similarity, in process, in something, right? So I would love to invite everybody here to, like, really just give yourself a second to connect to what's in your lungs and in your heart at the moment. And perhaps you'll want to just place your hands there. Maybe you might even feel something in your throat. I'm just noticing I have that. If anyone else here notices similar, you can feel free to share or privately message me later as well. But we're going to just take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Maybe tap a little, make some weird sounds. It's perfect. Hello, hello. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of reading here. So we're going to start by opening up this book. This is actually the author of The Alchemist. but the book is By the River Piedra. I sat down and wept, and it's a beautiful book. I really, really enjoyed it. Definitely came at the right time. So let's see what page we get. Okay. Huh. This is kind of fun. So I'm being called to a short excerpt on a page called 127, which is funny. I think of a friend whose birthday is 127. So it goes as follows. With every minute that passed, my love was growing and transforming me. I once again had faith in the future, and little by little, I was recovering my faith. All because of love. I will not talk to my own darkness anymore, I promised myself, closing the door on the other. A fall from the 3rd floor hurts as much as a fall from the 100th. If I have to fall, may it be from a high place. So this is like a really interesting kind of place, you know, where it's like we study our darkness for so long, and yet, even though this can be really controversial at certain times, I think that the more we put the focus on, like whatever we choose to put our focus on is what ends up showing itself the most. So it's like, what if we end up focusing on what we love, what really inspires us, what allows us to feel like we can fly, rather than really staying in the cave, staying in the shadows and everything. Like, we don't need to stay there. We've kind of been there enough already. And that's not to say to dismiss anything that's from the dark, to dismiss any of the shadow. But at this point, we radiate our light by being who we are. And that's not to say that we will have moments of revisiting the shadow, but it's more or less like getting this idea of trying to get advice from your own darkness. I think it's more or less like, why don't we listen to what's going on instead of trying to hang on to it so intensely. Yeah, I think it's like, if we can just allow our hearts to open and to continue opening towards the path of like what allows us to feel the most love and allows us to also give the highest amount of love, that's where we need to be. You know, if we're gonna fall from anywhere, may it be a place that we feel like we're really flying, that we feel free. Because if we know how to fall from flying, then, well, we know how to fall from anywhere and get back up again. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and if anyone has any other ideas that they'd like to share in the comments, you totally can. You're more than welcome. And from this point, I'm going to actually transfer to the deck. A little sip of this. I just got to try this really good, like, pineapple drink this morning. It's this thing that's literally called Actual Sunshine, and I love it. It's like having this delicious pineapple juice in the morning. Okay, so from this point, I'm gonna just invite you to again like connect to your feet, connect to your heart. I'm gonna pull a couple of cards from the shamanic medicine deck. Probably just like I'm feeling two. I don't think I want to go super complex or do like a huge thing. This is what it is. I'm just grateful that I could like be on here because like I'm not even kidding you guys. I lost my phone like I don't know almost 2 weeks ago, and the fact that I'm still able to do live streams from a computer is pretty good. Yep, and everyone can just like tune in to, you know, a point where you feel ready and grounded. And then I'll stop. Oh wow, that's crazy. Alright, so I pulled one card. It's literally called Journey. I'll kind of hold this up for a minute so that way you can actually properly see it. It's called Journey. It's beautiful. It's almost like it's like the tree and like this person are like calling us back to like this just being grounded in here. Oh, Dustin, appreciate you so much. And it's like there's this like repetitive cycle, but everything reverberates from this grounded tree. And there's a second word underneath journey, and it's imagination. So what can you imagine, right? Like, I don't know. I'm thinking about like the roots or a seed of a tree, and like this tree was imagined to be a full tree. Like it's carrying the energy of growing into this incredible being that, you know, has a whole network underneath the ground, yet also reaches its branches so tall. And I feel like before I pull anything else, I'm gonna actually read a little bit about what it says in the book too, just for the heck of it. But it's, you know, it's funny, like I'm getting like this vibe of like there's a giant drum here. You guys can probably see Ollie's butt. It's just so funny. Kitty, meow. You guys can see this drum that's right here, and I'm almost getting this feeling of when you have some kind of idea or um, feeling, right, that of something that you want to create more of in your life from your heart. You need to march essentially from the beat of your own drum. Which is funny because that's your heart. You always have a drum within you. You can also create that by kind of clapping and even tapping. Yeah. It's almost like the creatures of earth are kind of like rooting for you. It's kind of funny. That's kind of what I'm getting, which is fun. So I'm going to open up to Journey. And here's what the book says. A new gateway has opened. You are invited to step into an unexplored world with a new perspective. Have faith, for Journey will guide you safely and valiantly through unfamiliar territory. You may be blinded for a while, and as you stumble through the unknown, you must continue to trust. Know that you are being led to the adventure that you seek. It is time to stop playing it safe. Your dreams can only be realized if you dare to explore unfamiliar avenues. Imagination is key. Journey invites you to meet the mystical beings, guides, and totems you have been longing to connect with. As you traverse through other worlds, you will be amazed by the wonders you see. These marvels have been in your imagination waiting to be seen. Which just kind of reminds me of going into like dream work as well as visualization meditations, but not necessarily led by other people. There's actually ways of just sitting in your own imagination and just watching the mind's eye, seeing what happens. Oh my gosh, this is so wild, guys. I wish I could like turn the camera around, but there's been this blue jay following me around for a couple of days, and he's just chilling, watching, and eating some seeds outside a window. That is so cool. Hey, friend. I'm gonna actually look that up in a little bit and see what like blue jay medicine is. But yeah, so like, well, that kind of goes along with the color of like the third eye a little bit. It's like an indigo, kind of blue purple. Um, but being able to open up your ability to see what you want to create or write it down, so that's a little bit more tangible. So I'm gonna start from here. These marbles have been in marvels, not marbles. Have been nobody lost their marbles here. No, nobody has. Even if you feel like you're crazy, it's fine. We're not. You're experiencing what you are experiencing. So these marvels have been in your imagination, waiting to be seen. Who told you to ignore the pictures and scenes that play out in your mind? Trust in the visionary you truly are. You're not making it all up. See, that's what I just said. When journey appears, it brings the thrill of new experience and anticipation. The shamanic journey begins when you have a shift of consciousness and the desire to discover your inner self, missing parts of the soul, ancestors' healing, lost power, or power animals. For your soul flight to take place, use a drum or rattle to assist you. By removing yourself from the ordinary, everyday, logical thinking, you can discover a whole new way of being. Which, that actually, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Like, if you've never tried listening to like drum journey music or like shamanic journeying music, and you don't have access to a drum or something like that, you can try turning that on. I would recommend with headphones or with like a nice speaker, and see how that changes things for you. If you do have a drum, I would highly recommend just playing it. Like, no rules or anything, just play it and see what happens. You might close your eyes while playing it and then imagine what's going through, or you can also, sit down after you've actually gone through the process of playing the drum. Or if you have rattles, same thing. You can shake them, or anything that's like that, like leaves. You can even tap. It's very similar. It'll wake up different parts of your body. So, final stuffs from this card is trust your visions. Everything in your imagination is real. Focus only on what you wish to bring into your life. Your manifestation skills are strong, so be careful with your thoughts and projections. A new experience opens a whole world of possibilities. So this actually is pretty cool. Like, it goes along with what we just read in the book, where it's like, yeah, we can hang on to all our old stuff, or we can also really breathe life into what's in our heart and what actually wants to come out. Because, again, what you give attention to is what grows. Wow. Okay, so the last one, I invite you to like just feel this. Adventure is here, so close your eyes. Fall down tunnels, fly through skies. Imagination is key. Trust, believe, and you shall see. It's funny. Of course, I wore my faith ring today. So just take that in. It's funny, I was like feeling 2 cards, but I think we're just gonna do 1. I think we're just gonna do 1. I know. I feel you guys. Yeah, no, the Blue Jays are really wild. They're like, I'm actually gonna look up Blue Jay symbolism as we're on here because it's funny, my face might be like really close up. Okay, so this is really cool. The fact that we've been talking about flying and birds and all kinds of things, right? One of the most like important things too with Blue Jay is like a reminder that you are strong and that you are unique. You know, some of them can be called like aggressive, but they're very territorial with their space. They really allow themselves to take up space. And actually, I was reading the other day, or I think even my partner was telling me about how, you know, sometimes like birds, when they know that one of their um, fellow birdie friends are going to cross the rainbow bridge, it's almost like they like sing and yell in like unison to say goodbye, even if it sounds like aggressive. Like, you know, it's just like when people are speaking in different languages and you're not used to like the intonations of it. The birds can sound kind of aggressive, but they're actually, that's just how they speak. They're also very loyal and protective. And also, like, you know, like in stuff that like you're trying to achieve, like it shows too, like that you know, just keep your focus in whatever it is that you're trying to create right now. Especially when there's things that you're wanting to watch out for when you're working with your heart and expanding your heart and creating that visionary kind of space. You actually need to really protect your mind, protect your energy, protect your emotions, protect your bank account, all kinds of things like that. But just notice like where it is in each of these places need a little bit of attention in order to really flourish. So yeah, that's that part. Anyway, today went a little bit long, but it's okay. I'm totally okay with it. So from this point, I'm just gonna invite for anything that's coming up. We're gonna take like 5 minutes to just write a little bit. Write or draw anything that you may be like imagining coming into the field, something that your heart wants to do. Gonna say, yeah, like, so we're gonna do it within the context of something that you're creating or that you see or have been seeing. And what we're going to write about it is, or draw, what is one direction with this vision that I could take that I haven't thought about too much before, where it seems like maybe not the most obvious kind of path. So in what way can I create what it is that my heart wants me to create that for me is a little bit unconventional and is available to me right now? Like, what can you actually see in your environment that would help this creation come to life much faster than you would think. So, for example, for me, it might be like changing locations that I'm filming something, um, or adding on a totally new, different perspective on what I was creating anyway to get momentum. So, how can I create in what I already have right now? That seems a little unconventional even to me. Hi, Rosie, welcome. So, we're just kind of writing and journaling about something that you've been creating, like a heart led project, and how you can use what's already available to you in your environment, or something that is tangibly possible right now that will, maybe even if unconventional, help you really launch what it is that you're creating. And not only that, but launch yourself into that. So we're going to take like 5 minutes or so to write that. And maybe not even. You might even already know what it is. I'm going to grab a pen. Because I forgot that one part. Actually, you know what? I have a marker. I'm going to do it. So we're going to be in that space. I'm going to actually turn on a little bit of music. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but it's okay. So just taking your time, maybe even drawing out some things that are possible. You can use words, shapes, whatever it is that'll help you process. That don't make us go really outside of ourselves. So it's not something that you have to be like, okay, I have to go and get this, and it's something that feels really far away. It has to feel closer. What do you have available? Maybe it's your voice. Maybe it's somebody that you know. Maybe it's a place. Maybe it's just something that you need to do within yourself in order to then say yes to what you're creating. So we're going to take one more minute for anybody who's still writing. And if you have finished writing and you'd like to just take a moment, I just invite you to read over what you just wrote down or drew for a few minutes and see how that reflects within the cells of your body. transition into the next part. So this part, I'm gonna invite a little bit of more movement, so that way we can flow with what we just created. But before then, if anybody would like to share what you wrote, you can also share it later. You can post it to stories if you'd like to, you know, have it be live. But I'll share mine for a very dear film project I'm working on. And what I got was actually to be able to collaborate with my brother, who wrote the song that inspired this film, and to, you know, not give up or release being able to film in other places, but I can start by creating a whole scene that's already on the land that I'm physically on. So for me, it's like it would be healing with the land instead of trying to escape it. It would be just being where I am and just creating from there. And I wrote, like, use Long Island as a tool to fly, heal with the land, heal with your brother and family, and be free now, and say yes. So what would allow you to be free now and to say yes? And it's funny, it goes with this card pretty well. So if anybody has anything they'd like to share, you can now or later. I am going to move on to the next part. I might actually have to move this giant table thing. There we go. It's working, yay! And I'm gonna just invite us to actually step into our bodies. If you're in a car, you can do this the best as you can. If you have an opportunity to stand up or to stretch out, maybe even laying down, please do that, but do that to the best of your own current ability. So, we're gonna start by standing. I have a really fun outfit today. Little shorts and funny stuff. It's okay. I am who I am. I'm here. So, just adjust this. There we go. So I'm just going to invite you to really ground into your toes here. Maybe wiggling the toes. Thank you. Wiggling into the toes, wiggling into the fingers here. And just notice how your body feels after doing that whole process. Maybe allow the arms to hang loose. Maybe shake them side to side. Shake out the whole body. Feel everything loosening. Let it out. 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 But we're going to do a little bit of a practice, right? Where we allow ourselves to give and receive at the same time. So we're going to have our palms facing upwards, and we're going to start them close to our body, right? This is our field, what's in our field. And we're going to create circles with them as slowly as you can possibly move. So every time you reach outwards, I invite you to inhale and then exhale as you come in. So I'll kind of show you. Actually, I think I have to move this way. It's like a reverse camera action. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to inhale, bring them forward. To the center. There you go, that's a little better. And then almost like magnetically feel your body calling them back in. Exhale. So everything's super, super slowed down. If you need to, just take your breath at a natural pace. You're going to start really tuning in to your hands as like magnetic, creative beings. Just really feeling yourself able to give and able to receive. Any other ideas that you might have about yourself doing this, allow them to ground to the earth right now and simply allow yourself to feel the motion, because everybody has this ability. And just notice as you are opening up to receive, you're already receiving with your breath, and then as you're now giving to yourself, you're giving to outwards to the world. So you're opening up to be able to give your energy, pass your energy around while receiving. And then as you receive and nourish, you are nourishing. Just do a few more rounds of this. Whatever pattern your breath may take, just allow it to be. We'll do one more round, allowing yourself to fully open up as much as you possibly can. Allow your hands to rest. And then bring all that juicy, delicious energy and place your hands over your belly. One a little bit lower, one a little bit higher. We're going to imagine an energy circulating between both hands. Allowing yourself to process what it feels like to be able to give and to receive at the same time. Notice how your feet feel, how the crown of your head feel. Release the hands. Allow yourself to stand tall like a tree. Feeling roots coming down from your feet. Opening up the heart nice and wide, maybe opening the hands. And then exhaling, bring that heart together, nourish yourself, give yourself a hug. Maybe a little back massage here. Just take a moment and then release. You can shake it out again. Let it out. Hey guys, welcome back. Yep. Yeah, no, Dustin, I totally get that. It's I think it can be a human thing. Where one or the other is like a little bit more challenging. But the more we like feel into, well, I mean, what we can at least give ourselves, you know, as well as asking for what we want. It's a good practice. And also, I think receiving is also learning how to receive everything that people hand us as some form of medicine. Not that all of it is good or stuff that like aligns with what we want to receive, but being able to respond to all kinds of different things, you know, be it somebody at work or be it somebody who you saw at the store that you're friends with, or even from family or somebody that you really cherish. Yeah, it can feel really vulnerable. I was talking about this the other day with somebody too. It's like, it's like admitting that, well, maybe I don't do everything but myself, even though in society, at least the mainstream, we're very programmed to feel bad if we can't do stuff on our own, or even feel bad about if we can do stuff on our own and yet we're still receiving something, anything, gifts, a smile, but receiving is like one of the biggest ways of being able to open up our hearts besides giving. And I love that, Sean. That's amazing, because vulnerability is strength in disguise. It's almost like when we open our hearts more and more, our softness then becomes not a shield or armor, but it becomes light, so that maybe anybody else around us can also feel okay. It also highlights anything that we may need to change or might just need to nourish. It also opens up to connection, you know? I think that's why in like the olden days and stuff, people would get together and gather like with their elders or families and stuff, and they would live together and do all these things. And it wasn't a question of like, oh, we need to be vulnerable. We just did it. We didn't think about what the word was. We just were. So I really appreciate all of you guys coming on for this. I'm actually going to get ready to transition to the rest of the day, but I'm going to be sharing this video here on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So for anybody who wants to like tune into the full thing or share with anybody that you think would benefit, I'll be doing that. I'm going to be doing a little bit more painting stuff coming up soon too, so look forward to that. I really appreciate everybody, and I'm sending a lot of love. And I'll show y'all one more time this card, because it's so good. Come on, gotta listen to it. This is your journey. It's your journey. Alright, big love. Mwah.